So I have my podcast editor working around the clock. She's up to obviously very important things, thinking about how we're going to edit this podcast. And I know what you're thinking. Why would you have a cat be your editor? And to that, I say it's 2025. Get with the times. Let's talk about the Mets. All right, roll the music. Quick note, you may notice that I am not in my normal corner of my where I have all my Met stuff and everything. So there's currently a little bit of a problem with my camera and with the audio that's in the room, and I'm having some trouble with loud noises from outside. So rather than that, I just negotiated over to another room in my apartment, and it's such a nice, bright, sunny day here. So I'm just kind of getting out of my normal place and kind of settling else somewhere else. So just wanted to make that aware for everybody. Welcome to the Mike's Mets podcast. I'm your host, Mike Pashota, and hope everyone is having a wonderful Memorial Day, celebrating the men and women of the armed forces today. If there are any veterans or active or former service personnel who are serving in our military, thank you very much for your sacrifice, and it's greatly appreciated, of course. And for everyone else, I hope everyone's enjoying the national holiday and getting some sleep, celebrating with friends and family, however you normally take your time at Memorial Day. I might be going to the Met game later, so we'll see how that all plays out. I'm checking on the ticket prices and seeing if I can get into this game at what would be not a hopefully terrible price range, but besides it being Memorial Day, also, I just wanted to quickly shout out my brother, Matt, who it is his birthday today. So happy birthday, Matt. And I talk pretty much on a daily basis to my brother about the Mets, and it's fairly rare when we're not talking about it, either about something going right or going wrong, or how we think things are going. So obviously we've been in high spirits all season. It has not been the greatest of weeks prior to this weekend, but it was fun to kind of go over, and I'm glad the Mets picked up a huge series win over the Los Angeles Dodgers just in time for his birthday, so he could celebrate it properly, along with the New York Knicks also picking up a win. So he was very happy last night, so I was very happy for him, and happy that he's having a great birthday. So once again, happy birthday, Matt. But let's break down the Mets' very impressive series win against the Los Angeles Dodgers. It was a weekend that had a little bit of everything, some big swings, some excellent defense, and a much-needed power boost from Juan Soto, along with some very appreciated hustling from Mr. Soto as well. I'm sure everyone was really happy about it. Let's dive right into Sunday night's rubber match. So it was a 3-1 victory for our amazing Mets. This was a game that was very much solidified the Mets' strong home record. They are now standing at an MLB best 19-6 at home. So our Citi Field faithful are getting to see some great baseball from the Mets, and this was a very important series to take from the Dodgers, particularly after two lackluster efforts against the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. And to say the atmosphere was electric for the rubber game would be an understatement. There was, I believe, 41,000 fans in attendance. This was a sellout or near sellout, I believe. And it was great to see how eager the Mets fans were to see if our beloved Mets were able to take down this formidable Dodgers squad. The reigning world champions, who the Mets unfortunately lost to in last year's NLCS. So this was was a great kind of test your strength, see how we were doing. First game, not so hot. There was certainly some bad luck involved with it, along with a great comeback from the Mets, but unfortunately they would lose in extra innings. And the fact that they took the Los Angeles Dodgers to a 13th inning, again, impressive in its own right. A great win on Saturday night, and then setting up this great win on Sunday. I mean, we saw great things from Soto on Saturday with him contributing that 2-run double that was ultimately the game winner for the Mets, and then David Peterson pitching what I thought was the best game of his career. That was from the matchup, the atmosphere, the attention that was going to be paid on him, and facing off against some of the best players in baseball. Freddie Freeman, a legitimate MVP candidate. Shohei Ohtani, obviously an MVP candidate. Mookie Betts, not his best season, but still a guy who you have to be careful of. And taking on all those guys, along with Teoscar Hernandez and so many other players, like this, Tommy Edman. They just have a real juggernaut of a lineup, and the great pitching that we saw last Saturday night and Sunday night was great to see. So this was a lot of fun. I was very interested to see how Kota Senga would fare. He was going up against Landon Knack for the Dodgers. It was not. It was, shall we say, like an inauspicious start for Senga, to say the least. So it was the second pitch of the game, I believe, and then Shohei Ohtani crushed one into the second deck. Ohtani, who was taken behind the woodshed by David Peterson in the second game of the series, came right back. He would drive that run in off of that solo home run. Fortunately, it was the only run the Dodgers would get. So Senga, who had said in his post-game interview he did not like pitching to Ohtani. It's not fun. We all know why. Ohtani's just that good. And he, meaning Senga, found himself in more trouble right after that. Mark Vientos would misplay a ground ball. I was just defending Vientos' defense to my dad the other day, and I felt like a little betrayed on the part of Vientos, but oh well. Freddie Freeman would then double, and then we had 2 runners in scoring position, and then this was one of the key moments of the game. Will Smith hitting a fly ball, a shallow right center. Tyrone Taylor, who I cannot say enough, has been such a terrific defensive presence for this team that has like good defenders, but in the outfield especially, they need kind of a guy to sort of hold things together and pitch and play the type of all Gold Glove caliber tier defense that Taylor's been playing. And Taylor's been doing stuff offensively also, which has always been a great bonus whenever you're able to see that. But defensively, he's terrific. I think just a great player, a guy who really does a lot of things for them. And this play was sensational. This was one of Taylor's best plays of the season, and he's had a lot of highlights, but this was a real defensive gem from him. So he has to make a running catch, first of all. He has to run good ways to get it. Makes the running catch, and then he has to throw out Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts not slow. I mean, Mookie Betts not as young as he used to be, but this is a guy who can still run pretty well. And he has to throw an absolutely perfect throw to home plate in order to get Betts. And this was very close. It was initially called safe at the plate for Betts, but was overturned by replay. The Mets made the smart call. It was a good tag that got Betts, and ultimately we got double play. That really robbed the Dodgers of any momentum that they were getting off of the Ohtani home run, and then the Mets defense kind of falling apart there. But Tyrone Taylor saving it for us, and the Mets wasted no time in responding right away in the bottom of the first. We have 2 outs. Max Muncy would boot a grounder from Juan Soto. Soto hustling, which we were very happy to see from Soto after the legion of attention that was given to it. This was far too much attention given to after the double the double in Fenway that Soto did not run out all the way because he thought it was going to be a home run and ended up with only a single. He took a lot of criticism, very well deserved criticism. He was not. That was a very stupid move on Soto's part, and you don't want to be perceived as kind of playing lackluster at this point in the season. Even if it's you still have last season to go, you got to try. Yeah, the amount that you're getting paid, you got to be busting it out of the box as soon as possible. So it was good to see Soto really charging and just running as hard as possible up that first baseline and getting the safe call. Great to see, and it paid off big time because the next man up, Pete Alonso, would pop a 2-run home run. This was a shot that was a no-doubter. As soon as Alonso hit it, it was hanging right over the plate, and Alonso stepped right into it. This was a long homerless streak that Alonso had to get through. He was 16 games, 65 at-bats, which I believe was his career his longest career slump in terms of not being able to hit a home run. This is Alonso's bread and butter, obviously. So the polar bear not hitting any home runs, not what you want to see. But he connected on that pitch, 2-run shot off of Landon Knack, his 10th home run of the season, 236th career home run, and that put the Mets ahead 2-1. Really good to see from Alonso, him hitting that ball out, and that was a big shot for the Mets because there was not a lot of offense after that. The game's kind of settled down for good while, but the Mets would find another run in the third inning. Francisco Lindor, who has been a little quiet himself, led off with a single, and then an error by the Dodgers on another ground ball allowed Mark Vientos to reach safely. Lindor advanced all the way to third base, and this was it looked like it was going to be double play ball by Betts, and that Betts just totally misplayed. He soft tossed a flip over to second base, just completely missed his double play boy, and just blew it there. Lindor, very heads up, was able to go all the way to third base. No one was covering, and Lindor now ends up on third base. Juan Soto would then ground into a force out that would erase Vientos at second base, but would bring Lindor home for the Mets' third run of the night. That was all the Mets really needed. After that, it was the Mets pitching, which initially, after Senga, that really shaky start, he settled in very nicely. He struck out 5, walked 4. This was not his best command that he's shown during the season, but for 5 1/3 innings, after what looked like was going to be kind of a shaky start from him, a great bounce back performance there. And then he would give way. Ryan Stanek would induce a double play to end the 6th inning, and then Max Kranick pitched 2 perfect innings in the 7th and 8th. And then in the 9th inning, in a save opportunity, Mendoza did not want to go to Diaz, who had pitched the previous nights. He had gone more than the inning before, so rather than kind of risk it and put Diaz out there after he'd already had a tough outing before then, just in terms of his workload, he went to Reed Garrett to close out the 9th for his his 5th major league save of the season of his career, first of the season. So this was just a great team effort from everybody on the mound. We really saw a lot of great pitching from the Mets this entire series, but particularly in this series finale. I mean, to hold the Dodgers, again, a real juggernaut of a lineup, to 2 runs in the second game and just 1 in the third game. Really great stuff from a pitching staff that, once again, and I'll continue to point this out, was widely regarded as going to be not up the stuff in terms of being able to go into a postseason series and take on a team like the Dodgers. Well, guess what? The Mets just took 2 out of 3 from them. Really great to see. So let's talk about some of the individual storylines. We talked about Pete Alonso, his drought-ending home run. That was a huge relief for him and for the Mets. Alonso looked good in this game, and it's important for the Mets to kind of get him going again, where he got that such a scorching hot start in April, and for him to kind of just turn back down in May was a little disappointing to see, and I'm hoping the home run is going to kind of get him out of it, and he reemerges into the Alonso that we saw all of that first month of the season, where he was just driving the ball to all fields and was hitting for power and driving in batters, and it was great. And then there's Juan Soto, and there's been a lot of talk recently about the hustle. There was as I said before, the single in Boston that should have been a double, and his performance this weekend, particularly on Sunday, that should put some of those concerns to rest. Him hustling down the line to reach on the error in the first inning of this game that set up the Alonso home run was huge. He also stole his 7th base of the season. This is not a guy who steals bases a lot, but he's trying to help the team in different ways while he's getting through this abnormally cold start to his season. And it's been, in defense of Soto, there's certainly some bad luck with this. There is, if you look at his percentile rankings, if you look this up on Baseball Savant, I'm going to throw up the screenshot here in post, but this will be something where it's, you have to look at how he's hitting here in these cases, and for the most part, he's really hitting on his career norms. It's just that the stats aren't there, and you kind of have to put that a little bit on bad luck for Soto. He's hitting the ball hard. It's just going right at defenders. So at some point, he's gonna miss more people, but there is probably something to be said about his other issue, which has been his bat speed. And if you can see in the same screenshot, the percentile for him is low. His bat speed is down from last year and from every year since they've been tracking bat speed. So his bat speed is normally around 75 miles an hour. He's at around 73. So he's not getting around in the batter's box as quickly as he has been. And of course, with the bat speed means you're not going to be able to drive the ball the same way that you are because he's late. And he's in this way he's getting a little bit more bad luck because of this, because he's late. And he has to change up something in the swing. I don't know if he's being stubborn or if he's just not totally sure about what he needs to do to fix it. I'm sure the hitting coaches are working with him on what he needs to be doing, but there has to be an adjustment made here or he's going to keep running into these same problems. So once that adjustment is made and we see that bat speed tick back up, I for sure believe that his stats are going to come, and they're going to come fast and hard. This guy is, he's Juan Soto. This is a guy who can all of a sudden really kind of change the game up with how well he's hitting. And when it happens, people are going to forget all about this slow start to the season. I guarantee that. Another interesting subplot that was developing is that catcher. So for the first time since Francisco Alvarez has returned from wrist surgery, Luis Torrens has started consecutive games behind the plate. This weekend, Mendoza, who has been trying to get Alvarez going since he returned back. Alvarez not hitting well since May 7th, batting just 147, and doesn't look totally comfortable at the plate. You have to wonder how much the injury they had early in the season with the hand is starting to nag at him, but Torrens is red hot right now. He's hitting during that same period 364. So, you go with a hot hand here, and Mendoza is trying to play Torrens as much as possible. I think Torrens could probably stand to play more catcher, and given all of the Alvarez's health difficulties, there's something to be said about Alvarez potentially moving over to DH or maybe even taking more time at another position possibly. I don't know what they want to do exactly with Alvarez, but Torrens also leads the league in caught stealing percentage, and he has rates that are much higher in terms of his framing metrics. So Torrens is really outperforming him on both the offense and defensive side of things. So we need to be kind of aware of what Alvarez is doing here, and Alvarez needs to be aware of what he's doing. He needs to make improvements fast, or else he's going to lose his job probably permanently at the rate things are going. So we may see more of a true timeshare at catcher moving forward, and again, things may go even farther away from Alvarez if he's not careful. Hopefully not. I really do like Alvarez, but you got to go with who's helping you win at this point, and at this point, Alvarez is not doing anything to help them. So with the series win, the Mets are now 32-21 on the season. Fantastic position to be in at this point in the season. They are still in second place because of the Phillies' red-hot stretch as of late, but taking 2 out of 3 from a very strong Dodgers team, one of the best teams in baseball, if not the best team in baseball, really demonstrates their belief that they can take on anybody, and I firmly believe that they are a legitimate contender right now. They can take on the Dodgers, Padres, Yankees, whoever. I don't care if you lost the series. I don't care if you might have outperformed us before. This is a team that just took on the Los Angeles Dodgers and took 2 out of 3 from them. Bring on anybody else. We can do it. So looking ahead, the Mets continue their homestand on Monday night. Again, I'm going to try and go to this game if possible with friends, and that will open up a 3-game series against the Chicago White Sox. So Memorial Day, notoriously very expensive, so I'm not totally sure if I'll be able to get this game, but hopefully so. Clay Helms will get the start tonight for the Mets, and hopefully they can keep these good times going. This will be very important for them going forward, particularly when they're taking the Dodgers on next week in LA, part of a West Coast trip for the Mets, and they are going to see if they can continue their winning ways, and if they can continue to keep this momentum up, winning against some of the lowly teams when they have to take on these contenders. It'll go a big way for them. So, great series win for the Mets. I was really happy to see how well they played and how well they are performing, especially after those two troublesome series against the Red Sox and Yankees. Real palate cleanser for everybody. And again, great pitching, clutch hitting, great defense. Nothing you would be nothing you would be unhappy to see. It was just a fantastic series for the Mets, apart from that tough opening game, but just terrific stuff. I'm really happy, and hopefully we see more good times coming with the Mets. All right. Thank you for listening to Mike's Mets podcast. If you haven't already, please follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a like and a comment, it helps so much. Finally, please follow our Twitter and Blue Sky pages. You can find us at Twitter at Mike's Mets Pod, all one word, and on Blue Sky at Mike's Mets Podcast.bsky.social. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day or evening, and let's go Mets.